What's up guys, it's a Salukie. So the last video was more about how people live here in Hanoi, first impressions. And today we're in the historical quarter, the old quarter of Hanoi. And we're gonna have a bit of a walk around. I'm joined today by Guy. He's a history buff and he's been living here for 5 years. So he's gonna tell you some things that I don't know.
So we're here, this is St. Joseph Cathedral. This is one of the earliest monuments that the French built here after they came to Hanoi. They conquered the citadel in 1873, which is about 6 kilometers away this way to the northwest. And it took them about over a decade to conquer all of Hanoi, which back then was just the old quarter around here, 36 of the main old streets that were here. This is the first church in Hanoi. People say it was built according to the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, although I don't see the resemblance exactly.
Yeah. So the army traveled with the church, and sort of like missionaries, they wanted to bring Christianity to Vietnam.
The colonialists colonized the area, and the missionaries tried to convert the population. Here, most of the people that you see coming to the church now, pretty much all of them are Christian Vietnamese people. This church was actually closed since 1954 when the French people left. In 1990 when they reopened. Today it's open, except for renovations.
Yeah.
And so let's keep going this way, I guess.
Yeah, hotel top. Okay, I see something across the street that says propaganda posters. So let's go have a look.
These propaganda posters are from the communist era during the Vietnam War. Now, well, they're just souvenir shops. So they're selling those propaganda posters that were published during the Vietnam War. As you can see, hero people, it's Beat the South, this is the South Vietnamese Army. So this is the Soviet style, as you can see. During that time, they were supported by the Soviets. Actually,
yeah, the propaganda posters do resemble
you remember the
Soviet Union
posters during the Cold War or even before the Second World War? Very similar.
Yeah, reminiscent.
Actually, למעשה אם אתה מסתכל על הפוסטרים של ישראל, בקום המדינה הם גם נראו מאוד דומים לפוסטרים הסובייטיים.
Here, for example, is a Soviet propaganda poster. Все для победы. Everything for victory. And here is an Israeli propaganda poster. Do you see the similarities?
אתה רואה שכל התנועה הציונית, לפני קום המדינה ובקום המדינה, בשנים הראשונות, מאוד דומים לאלה, אותו סגנון.
And now you have a reveal. He's from Israel as well.
You see also another souvenir shop exactly the same. Because of COVID, everything is closed, no tourists. For over a year now, it's all closed. This place used to be packed with tourists. You would walk around, you see literally hundreds of tourists just standing here at the square, looking at the church, walking all around. All the hostels around here packed. And now all you see are Vietnamese. It's nothing compared to what the whole quarter is dead now. Really, it's pretty sad.
This one over here says pourquoi et pour qui in French. For who and for what?
No, for who? Yeah, for what and for who?
For who? Sorry, for what and for who?
I hope I translated it correctly. My French is not the best. If you look at the street, the last 20 years they built everything. And if you came here before, even the 80s, you would see small houses, 1 story, 2 stories here, like this one, for example. See?
Yeah.
And look, on the other hand, they just built this brand new luxurious hotel that they just opened now, I think.
And that's all
this month or last month. And you see they call it Joseph Steakhouse. I wonder why.
This is also an interesting building that we're just walking by. This is the courthouse, or was the courthouse. and it's situated right next to a prison.
Well,
So
not completely next to the prison, but the people were caught here, and then they would take them to the prison, Hualo prison, which became very famous for all the American pilots that were held there, which is also today destroyed, and they built Hanoi towers on top of it. They just left a small portion of it. So they came out from here and they took them not too far away to Hualo prison, which was notorious prison.
like a 5-10 minute drive or a walk?
Oh, 10 minutes walk.
That's crazy. You get sentenced to life or I don't know, however many years, and you just walk to jail right from court.
They would take the land, and then if you couldn't pay your taxes on it, then they would take you for forced labor. And a lot of forced labor, that was sentenced for nothing. They built a lot of the buildings around here for the French at the beginning.
You mean a lot of people were sentenced to forced labor for essentially doing nothing?
Pretty much a lot of small things, and they couldn't pay taxes, for example.
Oh, like not paying taxes.
Now, why would they pay taxes to the French from to begin with?
Yeah. Which dog is yours? The brown one? So guy was just telling me they don't allow Chinese tour guides, any foreign tour guides actually, to do tours in Hanoi because
Chinese tour guides were they were explaining history differently. Now they have a dispute here with China, Vietnam. China used to rule Vietnam for a long time. And by the way, this is a very nice building also.
I'll show it.
So you probably ask yourself, why do they have this tower in the middle of the sidewalk here? This tower at Cathedral is the only remain of a huge pagoda that used to be here before the French came. It was actually built since 1842. It was on the lake, and it actually shows how important the lake was to the people around it. When the French came, first thing they did was build a road around the lake. But in order to build a road around it, they had to destroy the pagoda that was from here all the way to the other side over there. You see where the post office is, the post office building? This was the towers of the entrance to the pagoda from behind. And this went all the way to the river on the other side, which back then was a lot closer, over there. And they destroyed slowly by slowly the whole pagoda. They left only this, and before they had the gates over there, they had it, and you can see it in the old photos that you can see. And then by 1899 they destroyed everything and built the post office and the rest of the street over there. And that street over there, actually, that's also pretty interesting street.
Okay, let's go.
This is how you cross the road in Vietnam. You just walk. And they just go around you. Don't be afraid. If you stop, you confuse them. They just walk. You see, we crossed and they went around us like water.
Same with driving, yeah. You get to a roundabout, just go straight.
Exactly.
I noticed a lot of books on the street.
This street
Is it a coincidence? No.
They sell books on this street. But this is not the street I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you the next street over there.
Right, let's go.
That used to be the main street in colonial Hanoi. The French built it, and they call it after Paul Bert, which was the
Resident General.
of Hanoi in 86. There used to be a lot of restaurants here. All the main photo place was here. On the corner over there was the first pharmacy. So on, there used to be a hotel, and even until now there's a very luxurious hotel over there.
Yeah.
And the opera house at the end, so let's go over there and see.
So this street is packed with luxury and drip. We've got Louis Vuitton, Dior, Patek Philippe. In Europe, if you just randomly enter a Louis Vuitton store and you don't look like you're someone that's going to buy, they give you cold upstairs. I want to see what happens here. I'm wearing flip-flops. Yes?
No live stream.
No what?
No live stream, no take picture now, so.
Okay, that lasted 2 seconds. Right, yeah, that deep. So this used to be the old opera house.
I can talk in English 1 minute.
Okay.
Now I am stuck in here, but I am very difficult now. I'm from Ho Chi Minh City, but now I'm lost with my wallet and phone and the backpack in here. But every day I don't have to eat and to drink water. But now I am hungry, but I don't need you give me too much money, but you give me some food and give me some water. I don't need to give me too much money.
He said fuck when I left.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Well, I don't know much about cars, but we have some old-fashioned cars over here. I don't know, it says Sofitel, which is the name of a luxurious hotel here.
Really nice water fountain that they built. They actually installed it here around 1902 or 1903, if I'm not mistaken. And if you look at the motifs here, very nice. You got frogs, you got dragons, and it's been here untouched since then. Look at it, really. Very nice, very, very nice.
So in Vietnam, people like to fall asleep in random places. This guy isn't particularly homeless. He's just probably having a nap, and this is quite normal. You see people at the malls or in a shop just going to sleep randomly. I started doing it too, at work and stuff.
Yeah, this is Paul Bert Square. You see this here, they built, they named the place after Paul Bert died, the President General, 1886, so they built this here. Pagoda for concerts, and there they put a statue of Paul Bert, which now stands here, the statue of Li Taito, which was the first king that moved.
From the Li dynasty, yeah?
The first king of the Li dynasty that moved the capital from Chang'an, next to Bangkok, next to Ninh Bình, to Hanoi in 10,010 AD.
Right.
So here used to stand another statue, the statue of Paul Bert. That's actually a pretty interesting story, because at the beginning there was okay, so let's start from the beginning. At the beginning, 1887, the French gave a present to the Americans, the Statue of Liberty. Now when they made the Statue of Liberty, they made also a copy of it around 2 meters, 3 meters high, and gave it to Hanoi. The Hanoians took it and put it here. There wasn't, the statue was not here, they put, instead there was a statue of the Statue of Liberty, of the woman, and the kids here called her the lady with the flailing dress.
Right.
That's what they used to call her. After that, they made a statue of Paul Bert. They wanted to put it here. So in the meantime, they put the statue of Paul Bert on the bottom, and the Statue of Liberty fell. And the kids were calling, "Oh, the lady and the mister are sleeping together," because they were laying one next to each other. After that, they put the statue of Paul Bert here, and took the Statue of Liberty and put it, you see over there. This is in the center of Hoan Kiem Lake. This is Turtle Tower, and they put it on top of Turtle Tower. Now you can assume how the Hanoians didn't like the French statue on top of one of the most sacred towers over there in the center of the lake, and it didn't go well with them. So the French, in 1896, they took it away and put it in a different in a different garden, Quang Nam, not too far away from here, and it was there until 1954, when the French left and the Vietnamese people occupied it and took away all the statues of the French. There were other statues in the flower garden on the other side of the flag tower, and they took them away and put them in a warehouse somewhere. Now the people of one of the pagodas, why not, let's go. So the people in one of the pagodas next to Chuk Pak Lake, which is not too far away from here, next to Teho, they decided they want to have a Buddha statue. So in order to have bronze for the Buddha, they asked the municipality of Hanoi for a donation. The municipality fought a little bit. They said, well, we have a Paul Bert statue, we have the Statue of Liberty, we have the other statue of the heroes of First World War, I think it was, all of them in the warehouse. Let's give it to them. They took it and made a big Buddha statue that still stands there until today in one of the pagodas of Chupak. And that's what happened to the statues eventually.
Okay, so that's about it. The sun's about to set. Thank you for watching. And thanks for showing me around.
My pleasure. We can do it again next time. There's a lot to see.
Thanks again for sticking around for the entire video. I hope you enjoyed this historical tour as much as I did. If you would like to support the channel, there's going to be a link in my description to my Patreon, where you can make small donations that will help me make videos more frequently and get better equipment. And don't forget, whether you donate or not, I love you all the same. Cheers.